Greetings and welcome to the D&D campaign Dingdongs and Doorknobs. These are the characters that will be featuring at the start of the story. Cyro the Tune Master, who is a kind bard. Drek the Wreck or you get the smack, who is a horrible, rude and brutish half-orc. Morphos, who is a kind, collective and wise wizard. Munchy Bumpkin, who is a rogue and his identity is yet to be discovered. Rayla, a kind elf, and Teresa Mainsley, an unpredictable tiefling and warlock, as well as Dylan, a cold yet friendly shapeshifter changeling. All these heroes were brought together, collected and hired by the dwarfs. Their mission? Go to Phandalin and collect Gungan Rockseeker, who has a map to the Wave Echo Cave. Travel to this cave to get magic gems, as the dwarfs want to spread it throughout the land. The gems will provide magic to all who buy it. The group have been hired for a high price to do this task, and many of these are meeting for the first time. The party meets in a tavern with some dwarfs and are soon on the road with a cart. After some travelling, they stop while seeing some dead horses hit by black poison arrows. Drek, seeing this, angrily runs through the forest, with no reason except due to his pure rage. Suddenly, goblins sneak attack the group, knocking Munchie unconscious. Most of the goblins are soon killed, one by Teresa shooting a crossbow with an arrow. However, one of the goblins do escape, and then Drek returns. Everyone soon rests, and in the night, Drek secretly attacks Teresa, as Drek believes he is the one of the two villains, Teresa Mainsley and Shrek, who stole his powers many years ago and left him for dead. He then mutilates Teresa's vagina. The party readies themselves the next day, leaving the dwarfs with the cart. Drek is attacked by a snare up the road, and Morphos gives him feather falling whilst Munchie kills the snare. Goblin tracks are then seen, and Morphos investigates to see goblins may be working for someone in the local area, and these tracks belong to them. Munchie notices something in the bushes and attacks it. Carl Carlson appears. Carl Carlson is a half-elf and warlock who is quite sinister and may have something mischievous going on in the background that will later be revealed. Carl appears from the bushes and beats Munchie almost to death using his pure power and might. Dylan tries to calm Carl but fails and is also attacked. Morphos puts a spell on him to calm him. Drek admires Carl's power, falling instantly in love with him, whilst everyone else is very hesitant to trust him. But he does offer his help with the powers of his god at his side. Munchie is then healed by Rayla. Continuing on the path, there is a split. Carl and Drek go left, whilst Rayla, Munchie, Morphos, Cyro, Teresa and Dylan decide to go right. The right party encounters a goblin, the goblin that ran away, and then they interrogate it. They discover that Clark is the employer and he lives at Cragmore Castle. Clark works for the Black Spider, who wants the team to not get to the Wave Echo Cave. The reasons we do not yet know. They go back and to the left path to the castle to fight Clark. Meanwhile, Carl and Drek fall into a trap and help each other get out using their battle axes. The group then meets up and goes to the castle. However, they soon realise that the castle is too heavily guarded and instead go to a cave nearby. Drek's knowledge of caves guides the group, with Dylan providing light. However, sneakily, in the darkness, Munchie steals stuff from Dylan and Morphos for seemingly no reason. Two goblins attack and Morphos uses fireballs, but instead damage Rayla and Drek by accident. Munchie shoots one with his crossbow, which defeats it. Teresa commands other two
Slit Wrists,
and they do as commanded. They go into a room in the cave with some dogs tied to a wall. The dogs are freed by Munchie and Rayla. There is a bridge guarded by a goblin, which notices Dylan's light. It throws a javelin at the party. Teresa, using fire magic, grabs the javelin mid-air, setting it alight and throws it back at the goblin, killing it. They attack more goblins on the other side using a water spell, which accidentally washes away most of the team, but they thankfully grab onto some nearby rocks and pull themselves back up. They all reach a large room filled with goblins and one giant goblin, as well as a cage with a human in it. Delan shapeshifts into a goblin and attempts to sneak up, but is discovered and knocked unconscious by the goblins. Munchie sneaks up on the large goblin and slits its throat, killing it. Morphos, meanwhile, uses his fire on the room, and Drek burps, filling the room with methane, setting alight to the entire room, killing all the goblins. A massive goblin appears and grabs the human in the cage. Being selfish, it offers the human to the group if they kill Clark. Munchie bargains and says they will do it if they get the human back, and lots of money as compensation for Delan's apparent death. The adventure continues in part 2, The Nun.